Now, a lot of people say that economic redevelopment is just about industry, just about bringing warehouses, and that's not the case. Is that correct?
Not at all.
A lot of what SERA has done is also brought in mixed uses, but also residential uses that are related to certain communities of ours of need, right? We talk about affordable housing, and when I talk about affordable housing, I talk about the fact of maybe we have our retirees that are looking to downsize but still want to stay in a borough,
Yes.
or perhaps our veterans that were looking for an opportunity for, really for shelter. And Sayreville's provided that.
Yes. There's actually several redevelopment areas that deal with residential. There's the River Road redevelopment area, which the place at Sayreville has created 88 affordable housing units. There's Crossway Creek, which is completely built out at this point. There's Spinnaker Point, which has 103 units. The Landing at the Spinnaker's Point, which are 30 townhouses, and Regent Wharf, which are 96 age-restricted units.
I think that's one of the best kept secrets. There's many of our residents aren't aware of those developments down in that area, and they're beautiful. And they provide so many different areas and opportunities for those residents to continue to have a great, vibrant life. There's a lot of activities go on there.
Yeah.
And it's really a beautiful development just by the I guess it would be by the bay or actually the estuary.
Yeah, over by 35. Yeah, right. But yeah. And another part of those redevelopment plans is not only does it provide the residential, but it provides, updated commercial activity and really incentive for adjacent businesses to build there.
And does it still protect the environment? Does it still look into that?
Absolutely. All wetlands are always preserved as part of the plans, and any sort of environmental cleanups that necessary is taken care of before construction.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So there are times that it is not a large development, but a small spotlight area that we deal with as well. And I think one of the last ones that we dealt with was actually Club Pure site. And I recall as being chief of police that this was a site where we had a number of police-related calls all the time. So it took the quality of life for the residents in that area and downgraded it to a certain respect, right? One that had to be monitored greatly.
Yeah, so the Club Pure, it kind of brought on criminal activity. The redevelopment plan called for it to be changed to a self-storage facility. And not only did they knock down the old nightclub, build a self-storage facility, but they helped the adjacent property. There's a first aid squad right there. And so as part of the improvements, they updated that area while also building the self-storage facility.
I think it gave more access and more parking to the Morgan First Aid Squad.
That's
Is that
right.
correct?
Yes.
And you needed that initial access to make sure that they could get out to respond to those emergency calls as easily as possible.
Yes.
So that's fantastic. That's great stuff. So let's move on a little bit because I think we're getting along through a lot of the work that Sarah's been doing over time.
Yeah.
And I just want to go back to this issue of environmental stewardship because it's important. A lot, in many respects, development does change the nature of what we see or the tradition which is in Sayreville. But we want to make sure that we're good stewards, right? That we are protecting, we're preserving open space when we can, but we're also making sure that the habitat and the area is still where it needs to be for many generations to come.
Yeah, well, the key to any good redevelopment plan is really balancing the environmental needs where we clean up any sort of contaminated site. We preserve all wetlands because it's important to preserve these open space wetlands. Parcel A in Riverton, that is 55 acres that is now completely protected forever, right? At our Riverton site. So it's going to be open space there.
Anybody realizes just the depth of, I would say, polluted that area was. Or contaminated.
Yes, it is a brownfield, and it was very significant. There's a reason why this project is taking so long because the extent of cleanup that is necessary. But we've had the DEP involved the whole time, Green Acres, the EDA, everyone is aware, and this is being cleaned up to the fullest extent possible based through the redevelopment plan.
Yeah, it's amazing how we're being able to reclaim some of that property in all the areas, including landfill 3.
Yes.
In order to make it a vibrant area again, but also a safe area for our community. So let's look ahead. What's the next chapter?
Well, Bass Pro 2026.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Riverton will continue. They have the commercial sites going up. We have future area need studies being conducted.
Talk about them. Where are we at?
Yeah, so the Sunshine Biscuit site, it's an older warehouse that, it's a blighted building. It doesn't meet current standards. That's going to be updated to new, cleaner warehouses. We have the former.
Now, before we get off of that,
Yeah.
one of the things that I find interesting about that is the footprint's going to be smaller.
Yes.
Right? It's going to be two large buildings, but the footprint is actually smaller than what the current warehouse is.
Exactly. Correct? Yes. Yes. And it'll allow for multiple uses. It's something that was really needed. So SERA they did an area need study, and it was determined that this area is due for some redevelopment. We have the former JCP&L site over by the bay that could really take advantage of the river views. And then we just continue with finding other areas.
And we also have Ernston Road. I know that was much talked about as well, but I think, and the concern is that that the businesses were going to be moved out, but that's not the case in it when we work with economic redevelopment.
Not at all. Not at all. It's not going to be a condemnation type redevelopment, which when it's not declared condemnation, the use of eminent domain is prohibited. For that redevelopment area, we're looking to update the buildings, make a better infrastructure, and coincide with a transit village to make it better for the Sayreville residents.
So in essence, when you talk about infrastructure, we're really talking about streets. Right, sidewalks.
Yes.
Areas where right now, maybe not the safest because we've had more crashes than we need in that area. So we're looking to redevelop that area to make it a safer, more vibrant area for pedestrians, bicyclists, but really your commuters, right? For them to be able to get to the transit village in a safe way, but also to kind of bolster the opportunity for our businesses and our shopkeepers to make more business, correct?
Exactly.
All right. So that I got to tell you, this is some exciting time. I appreciate you coming on today to be able to talk about all these different areas that SERA is working on. I appreciate the stewardship of you and David and all our professionals and how they're working on this.
We appreciate it.
Well, that wraps up today's episode of SERA Spotlight. And again, special thanks to Justin for helping us understand how these redevelopment projects from our Riverton front to our neighborhoods are building a safer, stronger, and even more vibrant Sayreville. So to stay informed about redevelopment progress, public meetings, or ways to get involved, visit our website and follow SERA on social media. Because redevelopment isn't just about new construction, it's about building community, protecting our environment, and keeping Sayreville moving forward together. Thank you. I'm John Zebrowski for SERA, and this was your SERA Spotlight.